Was really good. We back on the early morning boxing grind. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. You dig? We in the building. Deontay Wilder, did an interview on the 42.com, I think it was. But I'll link the article from Boxing in the description so you can read the whole article and know that it's true. But, he says, once again, he's been on record saying this before, but he elaborated a little bit more, saying that Tyson Fury's win over Vladimir Klitschko's was more impressive than Anthony Joshua's win over Klitschko. And I have to agree, because in my opinion, I feel that if, let's just say hypothetically, Tyson Fury had, lost to Vladimir Klitschko, I don't think Anthony Joshua would have jumped in the ring with Vladimir Klitschko at the point. I think Anthony Joshua saw that Klitschko was declining. Nice little layoff. He saw an opportunity. Luis Ortiz let them fight for the WBA title. It was the right timing. Perfect cherry pick for Anthony Joshua, in my opinion. But it was an exciting fight. And I think some people out of the fans, before I elaborate more on what Deontay Wilder said, feels that Anthony Joshua did a better job versus Klitschko because it was a more exciting fight. That doesn't portray the real effort in the fight or what really happened. It was a great fight. It was a better, more action-packed fight than the Fury and Klitschko fight. But Tyson Fury beat Klitschko more silently, and he did it his way and used his style. But, Deontay Wilder said that, he did pick Klitschko to win. And he said that Klitschko dropped the opportunity. He said, no disrespect to JB, Jonathan Banks, that's the homie, trainer out of Crunk Gym, now taking over Emmanuel Stewart's, place for most of the Crunk fighters and most of his fighters in general. He said no disrespect to him, but if Emmanuel Stewart was training Vladimir Klitschko, that'd have been a totally different Klitschko in there that night. He says he believes that Klitschko wanted to do what he wanted to do, and he pretty much tuned out Jonathan Banks, and that could be true, He listened to his brother. His brother said, take your foot off the gas and take your time and knock him out. And Vladimir Klitschko definitely took his time and let Joshua get his stamina back. I think it was about 3 or 4 rounds that Joshua had very minimum punch output, And, Wilder also said, you look at the timing of the fight, like I just mentioned. He said, Fury beat Klitschko while he was on top, while he was the reigning champion, while he was the lineal champion, and while he was still hot. And Fury beat him, and Joshua beat some leftovers, and that's factual, and that's fact. And a lot of people don't want to hear that and don't want to believe that, but Deontay Wilder spitting facts, and not only if he's spitting facts, he's probably making Anthony Joshua very irate at the moment, where he keeps talking to him. Anthony Joshua already got mad because Deontay Wilder is publicly bashing him and said that Vladimir Klitschko handled their negotiations like a true champion and a real man. At the end of the day, people in America love a storyline. They love trash talk. They love the controversy. And Anthony Joshua got to open up to that. He seems a little bit timid and soft to me. I've been saying that. Like, he's very mentally fragile. He's a mental midget, in my opinion. And he's showing that. He's crying and, I'm going to slap fire out of him. And, he just wants to do stuff his way. He act like he's not supposed to get any resistance from the other contenders. Like, they supposed to just roll out the red carpet for Anthony Joshua and say, oh, yeah, I'll fight you when you're ready. I'm going to stay over here in America and just, hit the punching bag and beat these guys I have to beat. And when you're ready, Anthony Joshua, in 2 or 3 years, I'll be ready. I'll be 35, 36 years old, but I'll be ready when you say the fight should happen. Absolutely not, these guys are going to try to come at Anthony Joshua's head. He making $20 million a fight. These guys beat him. They take that fan base, and they feel like they're going to go to the next level and be able to make $20 million a fight. I've been on record saying Deontay Wilder needs to compromise to make the fight happen. 50-50, absolutely not. Joshua is the bigger star. He making $20 million a fight, fighting you or not fighting you, or more if he fights you. You think he really care about 50-50 with you? Absolutely not. He can keep doing an 80-20 split and bring home $20 million without fighting you, and people going to eat it up. So Deontay Wilder needs to understand where he stands, in this negotiations, and that's just real, man. But I definitely agree with Deontay Wilder, and I definitely believe it's an agenda behind him, speaking on this right now again, and I think he's trying to get under Anthony Joshua's skin, and I think Joshua already knows that. And Joshua's starting to get irritating. And I think Joshua is, probably more and more leaning to wanting to just, square with Deontay Wilder and throw them hands. And, Deontay Wilder has always had a lot of respect for Tyson Fury. He said Tyson Fury put the UK on the map, not Anthony Joshua. And And I believe Tyson Fury is the better boxer. You know, people talking about that sparring session they had. It's sparring. David Price, actually, I heard, iced Anthony Joshua when sparring, knocked him out. Also, Daniel Du Bois, the young heavyweight that Frank Warren got, knocked Anthony Joshua out. And, you know, these people on the internet keep showing these old Deontay Wilder, you know, get dropped to get hit by David Haye. But they're not showing when, you know, Anthony Joshua got dropped in the amateurs as well, and talk about these other reports of him being dropped. It's the heavyweight division. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely agree with Wilder. I think Tyson Fury's performance was more impressive, more fresh. And I don't think Joshua would have fought Klitschko if Klitschko would have destroyed Tyson Fury, in my opinion. I think he'd still be taking his time right now until Klitschko shows some more chinks in the armor. But to be fair, Klitschko was showing some chinks. I think he was coming off a tough decision off of Brian Jennings, and then he fought an ice cream truck driver from Australia, something like that. So he was slipping, but you know, Tyson Fury, you know, he got to the buffet while the food was hot, and Anthony Joshua got a doggy bag. Let's just keep it real. And Deontay Wilder just spitting facts right there. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is, man. You know, you like it or not, Deontay Wilder spitting facts and getting on Anthony Joshua's skin at the same time. It's a double win. Let me know what y'all think. We gone.